So where do we find cars? There's multiple places where we can find cars. Two of my favorites are going to be CarGurus and Facebook. You can also use AutoTrader, you can use Craigslist. I don't use Craigslist. Sometimes I do use AutoTrader, but for the most part, I focus on Facebook and CarGurus. And there are a few reasons for that. The reason I like to use Facebook is because it's intuitive, right? We all know how to use Facebook. We all know how to use Facebook Marketplace. It's easy. You literally text people and you get a reply to your phone, and you can download the Messenger app and talk to them through there. Now, the problem with Facebook is people ask astronomical prices. A lot of them really need to get down to earth, and it's kind of hard to keep track of who you spoke to or not. You can speak to this guy, for example, and then save it, and you have it saved in your saved items in Marketplace. Actually, I might be able to buy this one. Let's keep it for later. I'm gonna keep it saved. Probably offer him like 32 or something. So in this case, the reason I like Facebook, as I said, is because it's easy. You have Messenger on your phone. When someone replies, you can instantly keep talking to them. You can do it all off of your phone. Now, the reason I like CarGurus is because they have something called saved searches, which means literally what it sounds like, saved searches. Here are some of my saved searches: G-Class in the nation, R1S, Tesla Model X nationwide. Here's how you do it, and I'll explain why I like this. So essentially what we want to do is start doing saved searches. Let's take another example with the Tesla Model Y, or let's do something more fun. Let's do Porsche 911 and then nationwide as well, and then we're gonna search, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna have to set up CarGurus and set up the saved searches. That way, every time we get a new listing, we'll get an email from CarGurus saying a new car has been listed and under a certain price. I'll show you an example. Here's how I set up my searches. I'll start with type, obviously, and then I put nationwide because the dealership I work with picks up from all over the country. If you're located in, let's say, wherever, if you're located in Austin, Texas, and your dealership only buys locally, make sure you set the distance to 50 or 100 miles and not put it nationwide if your dealership cannot buy from all over the country. So this is going to depend on case by case, but in this case, I'm going to keep it nationwide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the year. I want the minimum to be a 2020. I don't want any cars older than 2020, and I don't want any mileage over 40,000 because it's a Porsche, right? This is all arbitrary, guys. Now for the trim, there's many trims on Porsches. Let's assume I only want a GT3 RS. So let's look for GT3 RS. So this is a GT3 RS, and then this one, or GT3 Touring. Let's check this off. Okay. Now you can filter by color. I don't do that. And deal rating, I only put great deal, good deal, no price analysis, and uncertain. Because the reason for that is because sometimes a great deal on CarGurus is not a great deal. Imagine what an overpriced deal would be. So I put these. Sometimes no price analysis and uncertain are worth looking at because sometimes the software for some reason would not have enough data and it might be a good deal, but the rating would be no price analysis. Now, once we have that set up, we're gonna do save search right here. And now the search is saved. When you subscribe, you will get emails. So I'm gonna hit subscribe. That way, every time a new car drops, I'm gonna get an email. So now you find this in these saved searches, which you can see it's Porsche 911, Porsche 911 nationwide is saved. So we're gonna click on it, and you can sort it by best deals first. You can sort it by newest listing first. I think if you really want to be on top of your game, sort by newest listing first. That way, every time something new drops. So let's say now I memorized that the last I checked, this was on top. This was the first one. And now when I came in, I saw 7 more cars pop up. So now these might be worth looking into, right? So now take a look. I'll put that info in CarGurus if I don't have access to any software. This one is open. This is one of the softwares that I use at the dealership, so you might not have access to that. And if the dealership does use that, just ask them for access and I will teach you how to do it in a separate section of this course. But essentially, this is it. This is why I like CarGurus. And now every time a new car is listed, I get an email, and I'll show you an example of that email. So take a look at this. CarGurus, this is a random search that I had. But let's take a look at the search for R1Ss that I have. This is it. You requested these alerts, new price changes. So for example, we have this Rivian R1S, 78,000. It says great deal, 4,000 miles. I'd probably buy it more at like 72 or something, but that's besides the point. Then you scroll down, you see all these good deals. And if there's something worth buying, I would click on it and chat with them. And that's it. That's why I use Facebook and CarGurus. Feel free to test out what you like. I don't like Craigslist because of their user interface. I really cannot stand it, so I just stay away from it. AutoTrader is decent. You can also save searches. You can also save cars that you like. And also on, if it's worth mentioning, if you click on the heart button here, you would have it in the saved cars. So you go to saved cars, and now this is saved. That's where I look for cars. It's simple, guys. It's not easy. It takes some time before you close your first deal, but once you do, it's going to be rewarding, especially if you buy a car like this, getting paid 10% commission, not on the gross but on the profits. And you buy this for a dealership, and the dealership makes 30 grand on. They say they buy it for 470 and they sell it for 500, right? You just made 3,000 because of one deal. So think about this. And this is why I want to emphasize that this business model is extremely powerful.